Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Let's take a deep breath in and let that go, allowing yourself to relax, to let go of any worries, any feelings of rushing or hurry or stress. Bob Proctor would say, hurry is worry and therefore a waste of your energy. Let's use our energy to go after what we want instead of circling around what we don't want. You have infinite potential, and today offers infinite possibilities. Now, you might think that sounds a little out there, a little woo-woo, but in the field of energy around you, you can choose any story you want. You can choose any perspective you want. You can decide that today is going to be a wonderful day, easy flowing, no strain and struggle. You might have to tell yourself over and over and over, this is simple, this is easy, this is fun. I am in control of my thoughts, and I choose to be positive today, no matter what circumstances I'm facing. Do you know most of the population keeps getting the same results year after year after year? It doesn't matter if you're a student, a professional, an athlete, a laborer. Most people live the same day over and over and over and wonder why life doesn't change. It's because we live the same day over and over and over. We allow outside circumstances to take us in whatever direction the wind is blowing that day. Well, that's like playing the same software program in a computer, but your paradigms are changing, or if they're not changed, they're running the same program in your mind over and over and over. There is infinite power that flows to and through each one of us. And if you develop your higher faculties, you can understand why and how all things are possible. Just changing a very small part of your daily routine, a couple of daily habits, the way you think, shifting your feelings, your mood, and doing something different, a small part of your old paradigm, your old programming, just shift a little bit. That can make an enormous difference in the results that you can enjoy in every area of your life. Think about an area of your life that is affected by your income. Are you working just to earn money to pay the bills to get out of debt? What would it be like if your income was multiplied so that you could have that free time, take the vacation, live where you want to live, start the business you wanted? What would you do if you didn't worry about money? Imagine shifting the way you think about money so that It comes to you effortlessly, easily. Money is energy, and it is attracted to people who appreciate it, who enjoy it, who understand that it comes where it's invited and stays where it's welcomed. Think about how you talk about money. If you talk disparagingly, if you grumble and complain that there's never enough, your subconscious mind doesn't understand that you want more. It understands that you're revolving around misery, and it says, your wish is my command. Money will always be scarce for you. There won't ever be enough because that's what you've been talking about. So if you imagine that it's abundant, it's flowing, it comes easily, you enjoy earning money and you love spending it, you look after people, you share it. Money has to circulate, so you don't hoard it. You give generously and you receive effortlessly. You could just alter that one paradigm, and how much more would you enjoy your life? What impact would that have on you? There's no permanent change in your life unless and until a paradigm has been changed. And the paradigm is the automatic way you think about things, the automatic way you do things. A paradigm is a multitude of habits. And a habit is an idea that is fixed in your subconscious mind that causes you to do something without any conscious thought. A paradigm is what causes our habitual behavior. A paradigm is what causes the habitual way you think and act and feel about anything. Replace that word money with love. Do you feel worthy of love? Are you loved and respected and happy and healthy? Are you abundantly blessed in your relationships? I want you to just start to understand paradigms. When you understand the power of habit, then you can start to change when you understand how your subconscious mind is programmed. It's not enough to know. Your results come from behavior. When you act, the universe reacts. Your results tell an interesting story. The way you're living, the results you have, the things that you do automatically tell the world an interesting and true story about how you've been programmed. At times, we do things that we don't want to do, and we get results that we don't want, but we do it anyway. That's because the paradigm in this is in the subconscious mind, and that controls our actions or our behaviors. For you to experience permanent change in your personal life, in your professional life, whether it's money, love, health, whatever you want to change, that change must come from changing at the subconscious level. So you're thinking about something that's going on. You're interpreting what's going on outside around you, your outside circumstances. You're looking at your bank account and saying, well, it's true. I can prove it to you. Well, is that what you want? You can talk about how bad your love life is. Is that what you want to bring in more of? What you think about, you bring about. All spiritual people, all philosophers, all scientists, all neuroscientists can prove that. Where you focus your energy is what continues to happen in your life. Now, if you want to change something, you have to recognize what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're thinking. I want you to just humor me for a moment. What do you want to change? Think of a situation where you're not getting the results that you want in your life. Is it in your work? Would you prefer to run your own business? Would you prefer to be doing what you know in your heart you're meant to do? Is there a purpose that you want to fulfill? An objective that you want to reach that will change the way the world does business, or allow something to be invented that will make a significant difference in, it will solve a problem for yourself or other people. And wouldn't that be fun if you invented something and you earned millions of dollars? All of a sudden, money is rushing into your bank account faster than you can spend it because you acted on an idea that you have been thinking about for years. The cell phone came about because someone was obsessed with that idea. We fly all over the world now because the Wright brothers decided they had to step out and do this, make it happen. The chair you're sitting on, the home you're living in, the vehicle you're driving, they were all ideas. They were solutions to problems in the world. There's so many problems in the world right now, and you could choose something and solve it. What situation are you getting results that you don't want? Maybe write down a few notes. What's not going the way you prefer, you hope, you desire? Writing causes thinking. So rather than allowing this problem to run around in your mind and keep you stuck, or you tell everybody about your problem, I want you to get it out of you. Write it down on a piece of paper. This has been bugging you for a while. It could be money, it could be love, it could be work. What is causing you anxiety? I said earlier that sometimes we do things that we don't want to do. We get results that we don't want, but we do it anyway. That's because of the paradigm in the subconscious mind And the subconscious mind is in control of what we do, how we act, how we behave. And our actions create results. They cause things to show up in our life. The things you say, the things you do. So there's an enormous difference between what most people know and what they do. We were raised in a world and received schooling for many years in a system where the focus was on taking in information and then recognizing the individual for how much they could remember. But we're living in a world that isn't really interested in what you know. In fact, the only people that are being recognized today are the ones who can do things, who get the job done. Bob Proctor researched this particular subject for close to 50 years, and he concluded that it's only in the rarest cases where you would find a person that is doing all that they know how to do. So that got him very enthusiastic because in almost every case, people can improve their performance and enjoy greater results with what they already know. But knowing isn't enough. What results did you write down? And isn't it interesting that the same lesson keeps showing up? The same fight keeps happening. The same feelings keep popping up. So as the paradigm is changed, the behavior changes, and then the results change. I want you to now take in a deep breath. Allow your heart to change and think about that situation that you wrote down, but the opposite. How do you truly want it to be? If you wrote down something about lack of money, what would your life look and feel like? What would you be doing if that bank account was overflowing and you were taking the trip of a lifetime? You bought the dream house, you're driving the vehicle that you really want. How would that change your life? Would you start your business finally? Would you step out and do what you've always wanted to do because you're not worried about what other people are going to say? How would that change your results if you believed that you were healthy and happy, wealthy, loved, respected? What would that look like? How would that situation change if it was the opposite? I want you to write that down. Now, you might take your other piece of paper and burn it or shred it because you don't want to think that way anymore. You want to focus on how do you feel if it worked out even better than you could imagine, the way you truly desire. Only pleasant sights, pleasant sounds, pleasant thoughts, pleasant feelings. Place yourself in the happy, healthy, grateful possibility. You might say, I'm so happy and grateful now that this has happened. Clearly write out a description of how you truly want things to be. Now, as you write, ideas are going to come to you. One of the most important things that Bob Proctor taught me was to get into the spirit of this already being done. And in order to get your energy vibrating in the way you want your life to be, you want to write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And if you can't think of 10, how about 3? The thing is to change the energetic vibration of your body, to get into that state of being grateful, appreciative. I encourage you to write out your gratitude list and then your goal, because you're in a high vibrational energy, a high vibrational frequency, and that frequency reaches out beyond your body. It reaches out into the field of possibilities, into the field of infinite potential. As you are filled with divine light, it starts radiating out further and further from your body like an aura, and magnetically attracts to you everything necessary to have your beautiful goal, desire, dream, the outcome that you want, the results you desire will be transformed in your life by changing your energetic vibration of how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Now, this takes persistence. It takes writing it out, thinking about it, feeling that way over and over and over and over. There will be times that you have to step out and do things that you're afraid to do, but you know that that's necessary in order to change the outcome. And you must have faith. You must believe that it's possible. Your whole being must believe that this is true for you. And as you do this over and over and over, you change your paradigm, you reprogram your subconscious mind. Things start to change automatically because your habitual thinking, feeling, and acting has changed. You receive different results because you cause different things to happen. You are the cause and the effect of everything that happens in your life. So, in order to change your results, you must persist in doing what seems illogical, writing out what you want, getting every cell of your being excited about this new life, this new way of doing things, the new possibility becoming a probability and then becoming fact. If you look back at what you wrote that you don't want, what you wrote that you do want, what's one thing that you could do differently today to allow more good into your life, to release the negative, to focus on the positive? How could you become more calm, confident, professional, capable, allowing the divine guidance to take you to places that you never even dreamed were possible? Shifting your perspective, shifting your thinking patterns. That's how paradigms are changed. And remember, a paradigm is a habitual way that you do everything. It's an idea that's fixed in your subconscious mind. When you write your goal, something that you want, and get emotionally involved with it, and you do that over and over and over, the universe will change. You start to believe it, and then you see it. Believe, and your belief will create the fact. Decide, what do you really want? Get into that energetic vibration, the frequency. Send love to 3 people who are bothering you without getting emotionally involved. Write out a gratitude list. Send love to 3 people who are bothering you. Ask for guidance for the day, and you will create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day. For my clients, I'll meet you back here at 9 o'clock to talk about changing those paradigms, closing the gap between what we know and what we do. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 for another round of morning mindfulness. Thank you.